Bro Plata holiday hangover edition. The UFC took a vacation, so did we on that Saturday. And we appreciate everybody watching on our YouTube, Facebook, Tim's favorite place in the world, hashtag Twitch. And we are back, everybody, talking about just fun and frivolity since we didn't do a show on Saturday. Timmy, how are you, buddy?
I'm solid, Ray. I honestly thought, and I was going to be okay with this, because you like to have really terrible pun names for the names of this episode. So I was waiting for, hey, June, let's watch a fight. I was waiting for, hey, June, let's watch. Now you're mad at yourself, aren't you?
I'm fucking angry.
You didn't think of it. You didn't think of it.
Oh, damn you. Like, today's already been a bad day. And, like, you got to show that your comedy mind's better than mine. How dare you, sir?
I saw Ray yesterday. Usually, I mean, this is how we usually communicate most of the time, through 100 miles away through the internet. But we were together for a little bit yesterday, right?
We were, man. We went to the Cleveland Indians game against the Chicago White Sox. Sorry, I have to do that in the English. The Chicago White Sox. They lost. The White Sox came through in the 8th to get a 2-run home run. And then I went and drank more at a bar in Cleveland Heights. So,
yeah, it was a doubleheader. And what they do now with doubleheaders in the Major League Baseball is 2 7-inning games, which is silly to me.
Yeah.
Ray, I had an extra ticket. Ray showed up for the first one, then he left. But they won the second one. The first one was good, though. They lost in 8 innings, which is extra innings now in a 7-inning game. They lost 8-6. But the second game, they won 3-1. Jose Ramirez had a nice home run early, and the pitching held up. Not a whole lot. I mean, I don't think anyone scored after the 3rd inning in that game, which is a lot different than the first game. First game, there's all kinds of scoring. But they won. It was good stuff. It was good to see Ray. What I did realize is, like, when am I the one that's every once in a while my microphone sounds funny when I listen to these back. I don't know why.
Maybe. I don't know.
Changes. I don't know. What I realized, it's unfortunate, but I can't close the laptop on Ray when he's standing next to me. I realized that. I told him a couple times, Ray would say things that I don't have any examples, just things that if you watch the show, just normal Ray things. Just normal Ray things that make you want to go, okay, I'm done with this. All right, we're done. Turn it off. Turn the laptop over here. Whatever. The things that I often do, or just stare at him blankly. But I can't shut the laptop when I'm next to him.
Yeah, my favorite one was kept doing Jake Lamb puns.
That's true.
Chip Chipperson's voice.
Yeah, listen, honestly, the part I don't like about that is you using that voice of another character. Don't be a hack about it. If you're going to make hacky, just be Ray. Just be Ray and do the joke.
Well, I'm not in podcast mode. I'm in fan mode at that point. Like, I'm a big fan of Chip Chipperson.
You're in hack mode. Hack mode.
I would love to have us on the show, and he call it like the Bro Plata. I think to have different call you Timothy Danku, would be some of the best podcasts to me ever. Would be on Chip Chipperson with the Bro Plata, because like it would just be nonsense. I would be more of a I think I'd be more popular because I understand the lingo and all that stuff. But like just to watch you go, come on, like what is this? It would be hilarious to watch you on fucking Chip Chipperson. It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd do it. Do a lot of things. Be down for it. Game was fun though. You know, drank a bunch of alcohol. One of my brother's friends kept complaining about how much everything was. He didn't eat the whole day out of spite, which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, that guy was weird, by the way. I need to, I like that guy, but, like,
you don't really talk to anybody. You only talk to my brother, really, right?
He got, like, angry all the time. You're like, what? What's up, bro?
He's a nice guy, but we all noticed that, and we called him out for it at one point, too, so he's well aware. And he was just kind of not super happy about, I mean, the thing is, he knew exactly where he's going. He's been to game. I think it's the first time he's been to a game as an adult. So it's like, you know, he just realized, I mean, he knew everything's going to be expensive, but I don't know. It's one of those things like, hey, let's remind everyone that beers are $12. Like, well, we know where we are, but we're going. It's a ballpark day. We know I'm going to spend a lot of money. Also, our buddy Dwayne Duke has suggested a comics day at the ballpark a week from this Friday.
Mm.
So I may go. I think I'm not doing anything.
Is that a day game?
And it's Friday night game. It's a $2 like beer party beforehand and $1 dog night. So,
ooh, I might take that up.
Then get those $15 district tickets, which means you would just be standing where we were in right field, which I was standing for a lot of the game because it was close. I was pacing.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was fun, and you got to see me at my favorite place, Ray. I just sitting in the second game. I'm like, this is my favorite place. This is my favorite place. I don't think there's a place that I go to on a regular basis or any kind of basis that I like more than maybe my bed in that place.
Yeah, I haven't been to Progressive Field probably in maybe 6 years. I haven't really had to, because I'm not an Indians fan, and a lot of people know that about me, so I don't get invited to a lot of things that go on there. But I'm always down to go to stuff. I love baseball. That was the one thing that was kind of appealing, especially since like he does. He definitely does. Whoever
what is this?
Rob, the fat man.
First of all, Hopscotch Rob, favorite name so far. Anyway,
by the way, which one are you talking about? Because
he likes your hair, Ray. I think your hair's okay. It's not as good as mine, but there is one picture. There's that big tin C. Did you see that? We didn't take a picture by the sea. We should have.
Oh yeah.
There's a picture of me like just beached upon it, like I just laid on it. My gut out. I think it's on the Facebook somewhere now.
It was kind of funny seeing you outdoors and something because I've only seen you indoors drinking.
That's true. You've probably never seen me outside before.
No.
Not more than maybe a couple minutes.
But like, and usually the sun is not upon you. That's like another thing. It's never.
Yeah, Ray and I only hang out when the sun is set.
Yeah, we are the night owls of our like families pretty much, and it's. The fun part was I just kept making fun of you for that. I felt like you were just like a beached whale. At one point, I said I should bring a ravine of water towards you.
Oh, that's you that made that joke? And I was getting those jokes all day. Yeah.
I was one of them. You were like a king seal in heat. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like everyone had to remind me how fat I was. I was unaware of how fat I was. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Good thing you guys reminded me because it's been a while. Good thing. Don't remind every time. I don't know. Breathe. I'm pretty sure I'm reminding myself all the time. So thanks, guys. Thanks for reminding me.
No, we love you though, Tim. That's why we roast you. That's the fun part. But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, and the seats we had were really good. We had a nice angle on home plate so we could actually see like balls and strikes pretty decently from as far as like, because we were like 500 feet, maybe a little bit under from home plate. And it was because like that wall is like what, 4 something?
Yeah. No, that where we were was in the 370 range. So we were maybe less than that.
I like this guy more now, by the way. He's saying you're fat.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks. Reminding me. That's great. I have questions about the name. I don't really know if I want to know where the name Hopscotch Rob came from. Like what that came from. Is that like your Dada 5000 name, your street fighting name? Is that your street beast name? Hopscotch Rob? I'm afraid to actually know where that came from. Like maybe there was a strange hopscotch accident and maybe he made it out alive, but many little girls did not.
But what about if that's just like part of his walkout? Like he has like some hot chick in a bikini spray paint with that like soccer spray, and it's hopscotch boards, and that's how he walks out. I think that'd be kind of fun. Singing hot cross buns.
Maybe. His mortal enemy is Double Dutch Doug.
Double Dutch Doug. Oh God! Now we're getting dark here. He says, "You don't want to know," which is always a fun way.
No, I'm saying I believe you. I believe him.
If you found us on the MMAholes.com, we appreciate you coming in with us. We do this every Tuesday, and we have a lot of fun stuff. They've described us as the morning zoo show on
which
here.
I really wish
I prefer evening zoo.
I
to be
really
honest.
wish I would. The reason they did is because like the first time they listened to us, you were making a comment about how you want morning zoo costumes. And yeah, see, look, I was right. Double Dutch Duck can suck it. Yeah, rivalry with Double Dutch Duck.
But
Double Dutch
no,
Duck.
I
That was good
like
on the
Morning
comments.
Zoo. I didn't want to. I
know
didn't want
you
that
do.
to be our fucking thing. But I guess
You were built for Morning Zoo, though. You were born.
I really was.
It's like you were the child of shock jocks. Like you were made in a lab, and on Bob and Tom and Rover's Morning Glory, they made you in a
come
petri
on.
dish.
At least give me Opie and Anthony on some of it.
I didn't know that was a morning show. Okay.
It was, yeah, for their XM run. They were a morning show, and they did like, I think I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. to the sound of Ecstasy of Gold from Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and then Rage Against the Machine every morning during high school, especially. It was bad.
Yeah,
I was in the prime demo to love that show, and I will always love that show so much.
No, you still are. You still are you are the compound demo.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm the guy that never grew up and still loves Anthony and thinks Opie's a dickhead. And
what's our demo? Just
shut-ins.
It's de-rest. Well, number one, it's white males, I'm assuming, or just at least males. I'm not going to ask the nationality of any of our listeners. We love you all, but I'm males for sure. Yeah. I know we had female listeners, but I'm saying the ones that come back, the one that we've gotten since we've been with the MMA Holes Network. I'm assuming theirs is also predominantly men.
Yeah, I think that like it's just because MMA is really like still that male sport, even though a lot of the predominantly
there's a lot of great women that are fighting, but the fans I think you're right.
I was about to say, yeah, there is a very good minority of female MMA fighters where you're like, holy fuck, this bitch can slap. But it's really just watched by dudes. It's like pro wrestling in the 90s. It was primarily dudes.
I wonder what their demos really are. I'm curious, like 85% at least.
Well, I mean, we've had a little bit since we've been with the MMA Holes. People have been going back and listening to episodes that are on our streaming services, our streaming episodes, and I can look up our demographic right now. And I'll give you the ages too. It's 77% male, 19% female on according to our Spotify.
That's just those Ray Highclap groupies. That's what that is.
Oh hell yeah.
The Ray
and then the I love this though. Not specified is 2%. So we're going into that non-binary.
That's what I want.
Demographic a little bit more.
I want Demi Lovato to be a big fan of the show. You know what though? I said that making a joke because she recently came out as non-binary, which good for her. Cool. But I would love for her to be a fan of the show. How great would that be if we just had like Demi Lovato as a super fan of the show?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. She'd eventually would just become like the third host. We just let her as much as possible.
But here's our main demographics for like age as well. Is 23 to 27 is 5%. 28 to 34. So we're getting that sweet male demographic that I wanted to go for. That's 38%. 58 is 35 to 44. And then I don't know.
58 what? 58% is what? 35 to 44?
No, 28%. 38% is 28 to 34. 35 or 35 to 44 is 28%, and then we have this weird pocket of 45 to 59-year-olds that watch or listen to this show.
Well, D-Rest
I'm hoping it's like the old school people.
Yeah, D-Rest is in there. Pat Miletich, maybe, I don't know.
Lenny Hart.
Yeah, she did check us out one time and like, nah, not for me.
Yeah,
not for me. Standing them up.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time a woman's ever stirred both of us up. So, Casey Jones is in. Casey Jones is in. Bro Plata. That would actually be a good dish somewhere. I think we should
Bro
start our own
pasta.
Italian restaurant and call it the Bra Bra Pasta.
You go for it. I'll be in as long as I don't have to put in any time or money into it. The
The noodles are shaped like little bras.
I got stood up once for Gouda cheese. Smoked Gouda. I got stood up for smoked Gouda once. I was supposed to meet this girl, and then she didn't meet with me. I got a hold of her. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was about to come out, and then I realized I had smoked Gouda cheese in the fridge, so I decided to eat that instead." As she said to me.
Oh my
Fantastic. I
God.
know, it was great. I'm like, I got stood up for cheese. I'm like, at least it was smoked Gouda, not like the individually wrapped like fake American cheese. Yeah, those things.
Just the
Put on your
craft singles.
Yeah, the craft singles. Yeah. At least I didn't get. Then I remembered I had 14-year-old craft singles in the fridge. No, at least it was smoked Gouda. It was a good cheese. And to her credit, I don't remember her name, but we did go out eventually. Like the next.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah. So it may have been a legitimate thing. She's like, man, this feels like a cheese day. I get it. I got
the rosé here. I think some Gouda will work. That would be horrible. Like, what other things would be like? I know you said we were gonna go to Ruth's Chris this week, but like, I have some Limburger that's been sitting in my fridge for a while, and I think that's gonna be better.
Ooh, that was rough. Like, the thing is, she didn't say it like it's legitimately what happened. She didn't say it as like a slam towards me. So at the time, I didn't meet her in person at the time. Met her.
Did she smoke weed?
I don't know. I don't think we got that far.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Because if she was a stoner, I can understand why she'd be like, cheese is better than a date right now. Like,
I understand.
To me, that's the perfect combo.
It's true. No, but the fun, like, if it didn't end up with us going out like the next week, then it would have been just like, oh man, she's like, well, fuck Danko, I have cheese. Who cares about that guy? I'd rather have cheese and hang out with you. But I honestly think she just got really enthralled with her cheese that day and just forgot about everything that was happening. And then she's like, my bad. I mean, this cheese is the bomb. And it's, just once I started eating it, it just, everything else was out the window. I missed my stories on TV. I forgot to DVR them. Right? I didn't let my dog out to pee. It was just me and the cheese. My own little window there.
Casey Jones just commented, cheese fist always. And then finally I knew what he meant, but at the same time, like, that is a good way to like lube someone up with cheese fist.
Listen. This is probably one of my favorite, most underrated superheroes. Is Cheese Fist. Cheese Fist is probably the one that. I mean, listen, he's listen. There is a very unbeatable super villain that's only had one weakness. Like, his kryptonite was dairy. So they didn't really have anybody to get him. Superman couldn't even beat this guy up. So Marvel had to come up with a character, and this is a little
the Grape Avenger, I think's the guy's name.
Yeah, they called him is Cheese Fist. Cheese Fist.
Well, no, I'm talking about his villain.
Oh, what was his name?
The Grape Avenger.
Okay. The Crepe Avenger.
Grape
Avenger.
Because grapes and cheese sometimes good. Follow your shit, Tim.
I don't. Listen, I mean, I don't remember his name. If that's what you said his name was, that's fine.
I don't know. I was just throwing a name out.
I thought his name was Vegatron.
Vegatron. Able to leap farm to table buildings in a single bound. Vegatron.
Yes.
Able to his big power is annoying people about the fact he's vegan.
Vegan, right. Yes. So the only one that could beat him was Cheese Fist. Anyway, lesser known superhero. I'm really hoping he's going to come into the MCU. Cheese Fist.
Him and Lactose Man had a really good team up like a couple of years ago. I was happy about that.
Who do you think would play Cheese Fist and Lactose Man in the MCU?
Cheese Man, even though he's lost a lot of weight, I still think Kevin Smith would be nice.
Who? Which one? Lactose Man or Cheese Fist?
Yeah, Cheese Fist.
Cheese Fist? Okay.
Yeah, because he can make good cheese puns.
You're gonna whitewash him? Okay, I was gonna go with Dev Patel because Cheese Fist, of course, in the comic books, as you've seen, is Indian. So I think that we should have went.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. You've seen the comic books. Dev Patel is Cheese Fist, and Lactose Man. You can go with Kevin Smith as Lactose Man. I think he deserves to be a superhero. What is this? I didn't see it.
It says he's vegan, but he's actually a closet meat eater. That's why he's a bad guy.
You know who else is a closet meat eater? Damn it! This way.
I can't figure out mirroring. I'm pointing to himself first. Ha ha.
But it isn't me. It's you.
Well, I mean, sometimes girls you can keep them in the closet for a while and tenderize them. That's how you do.
Sometimes they have a penis. Right?
Hey, if they have a delightful treat underneath their skirt, I am not going to say no.
Sure.
That's all I'm going to say. It's just like a candy. You just go, Tim, look at me. Yeah. It's the first shudder of the show. Yay.
Yeah, it's going to be more where that came from, I'm sure.
And apparently more comes from Jake fucking Paul now.
That's my. When you sent me that, I didn't think it was real. I had to double check, and it's real.
Casey, yes, I just did do that. You're welcome. That's called having fun today, pal.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, this story, I sent it to you while I was on my way back to my car, I believe. And I read the story. It's going to be the first Showtime fight. What's past cringe? It's just called Ray Highclack. I have a home out past cringe. Really good in the summertime. It's got a lake by it. It's called Lake Ugh. And
listen, you know what? I'm going to do this. This is a strike for Ray. This is the first time I've said it. Like, I've thought it a lot. Like, this is a strike for me quitting the show. Because he said a lot of things, and sometimes a couple of times we just deleted them or just yelled at him. But for that one, I just didn't have a response. I'm just like, what am I doing here? Yeah, so that's real strike one.
But I
do
Ray. Like trans women. So does that?
No. That's fine. I'm talking about you doing the pantomime of licking the with your microphone. That's the thing. I don't care about that. That's fine. Do whatever you want. Just don't do that shit.
It's part of the fun though for me.
I like that. There you go. I like this until the dick licking. Exactly.
Well, it's not like I ran my tongue over the whole thing. There's wires and stuff that can shock me. So at least I'm thinking forward.
It would have been better if you would have got electrocuted while you were doing it. Like the universe telling you not to do this.
No, believe it or not, no, not lady boys. I'm not a big fan of the twinks.
Wait, yeah. No. Okay, so what's I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. Never mind.
That was a question that was just asked.
No. I'm saying what? Like, never mind. Moving on.
Feel free. I don't care.
No. No one's gonna ask about you. I was just asking the terminology. I guess is what
I don't know the terminology.
Well, you said I thought lady. Like if you said lady boy, okay. So you're saying a lady boy is just a feminine male. Is that what you're saying? Like not someone who identifies as female, but just.
Yeah, that's basically like.
Well, if you say
gender
like lady boy,
bender or something like
about
that.
lady boy prostitutes in Taiwan or whatever.
Yeah.
You talking about? Do they identify? I have no idea. I don't know this. I don't know.
It's a weird cultural thing. I've done my research, but forgotten about.
Really, you want to go to? You want to go to Taiwan?
Absolutely
not Taiwan. Not Taiwan.
Thailand.
Yeah. Thailand. Sorry. Yes, Thailand. Want to go to Thailand?
No, because I have no. I have a
buddy in Thailand. I have a buddy in Thailand. He used to do comedy. I don't think you ever met him. His name's Dylan Teeter. He's teaching English in Thailand right now.
Nice.
I'd like to go.
Cool.
You don't want to go to Thailand? I'm not saying for that reason. We just got a different.
I would
subject.
go for maybe stadium, but that'd be about it. Like the stadium kickboxing.
Okay, that'd be fun. I heard it's just a nice place, and I wouldn't mind. Listen, like they do like Muay Thai classes as like a tourism thing, so we can just go take some day classes.
I'd be down.
Is this one of their best imports? Is Thai boxers, Muay Thai boxing?
Pretty much. I remember years ago when they did. I think it was True Life. I'm a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah.
They actually like took. I think a guy was from Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Went over and did like bare knuckle Thai fighting, and they actually like showed highlights of like the actual fights and stuff. Oh my god, the bare knuckle! I am so for bare knuckle. I was for bare knuckle then, and I'm still for bare knuckle now, just because I think like what kind of real damage can you do, especially in an MMA situation? It would be a lot less eye pokes. I'll tell you that fucking much. If there was bare knuckle MMA, I think that would be like perfect with the rules, but you just don't wear gloves. I think that would be great.
Sure. I also believe any actual street beat fights, if you actually have beef with someone, you should always have no gloves on. And that's my point right there. You know, I like this guy because this guy calls back my jokes. I like him.
He does. Hopscotch Doug, you're now part of the fam, sir.
Hopscotch Doug. Hopscotch Rob.
Sorry.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
No, it's double Dutch Doug. Yeah,
mortal enemy, double Dutch Doug.
I'm ruining all kinds of relationships we're building today on this show.
I know, man. All right, so we got Hopscotch Rob, we got Double Dutch Doug, we got Lactose Man, Cheese Fist, and Vegatron. Okay,
those are
that's our basketball team right there.
Oh man, but continue with what you were saying
about what? I don't remember. We're talking about Jake Paul, though. We'll talk about him.
Yeah, let's talk about this fiasco.
No, listen. Okay, I said a bunch. I keep going back and forth in what I think about this dude. Okay, but this is, honestly, I love what he's doing. I mean, good for him. Good for him, man. Listen, if I could do this, if I was just talking shit and I could make a bunch of money fighting people I shouldn't be fighting, I would do it. Probably. I mean, I don't really going to get hit in the head, but the point is, like, good for him. It's good for him. He's making, that's real currency. That's real money he's making, right? It's not like it's
I hope he
faux
gets
money
paid
or anything. Maybe, but you can make that real money either way. It's real stuff. And he's talking people out, and he's getting fights. And Tyron Woodley, I like this fight. Number one, because I think Tyron Woodley in MMA is probably done, at least the UFC. And the UFC, I believe, is still under contract, right? So the UFC has to okay this. I don't know if that's happened or not.
I thought he was cut like fully.
He was? I don't know. Was he?
I don't remember.
They cut Jacare, but that didn't really surprise me too much. He's getting older, and he just broke his arm. But no, I think this makes sense. And I honestly thought that Ben Askren was going to beat this dude. I didn't think it was going to be pretty. I thought it was going to be a super boring fight in which Ben Askren eventually finished him late because he broke him down. And I thought that was going to be super obvious. I thought it was going to be one of those things that were like, of course this happened. Why wasn't anyone screaming this from the rooftops? This was obviously going to happen. But it was completely wrong. Jake Paul can legitimately box. I'm waiting for him to fight an actual boxer. Maybe someday he'll do that. But until then, if he's still fighting MMA fighters, Tyron Woodley, although he is 39 years old, is another champion. This guy's a UFC champion and a very good one. Andy, this guy has hands. This guy has knocked people out. I mean, it's been a minute since he did it, although he did rock Vicente Luque a bit. This dude has hands, man. He can throw them. And I think that if he really trains the box until August, which apparently what I'm hearing now is when this fight's supposed to be, I think he'll beat Jake Paul. And I hope so, man. Dude, I hope. You can imagine what the heck is going to happen if he knocks out Tyron Woodley. I don't think it's going to happen, but man, that'd be a problem. That'd be a big problem. At least with Ben Askren, we're like, dude, did you ever see Ben Askren land a punch on somebody on the feet?
No,
not really. How about Tyron Woodley? Yeah, a bunch, man. He knocked some good dudes out. Josh Koch, check. That's the first one I can remember.
Robbie
Lawler, yeah.
He beat the brakes off of Robbie Lawler, win that belt. And still to this day, that was one of the scarier knockouts I've ever seen in the UFC, just because of you never really saw Robbie Lawler get just that level of fucked up. And actually, that it was supposed that right after that fight, Robbie Lawler was set to fight Cowboy Cerrone in Madison Square Garden, and he pulled out in Cleveland that the day of UFC 203. I know this because I was on my way, and one of the guys I was with got that news report right off the bat. And you're like, what the fuck? That's scary. Then also you heard people get hurt too.
He had a first round knockout against Dong Hun Kim back in the day too.
Yeah,
he was a tough guy and a good striker. So yeah, no, that was in 2014. But the point is, this guy's been doing it for a long time, and he has hands. I don't know how much. I'm sure it will come out before the fight starts. He may have had a lot of sparring sessions with actual boxers. I don't know. I'm sure his coaches know whether or not he could actually box.
Yeah,
'Cause a
Jake
lot of these
Paul
guys
can.
do boxing sparring. But Jake Paul is legitimately relatively talented. I mean, for a guy who's like a low level pro guy. But the thing is, I want him to fight another guy. Well, listen, if you take another guy who's 3-0 as a boxer, I don't probably pretty tough. I don't know. I'm sure there's probably some guys he can beat. It's not like he doesn't have good technique. He has decent technique. It's not like he's not athletic. He definitely is athletic. I just want to see him fight a boxer. I want to see that guy, that 0-14 guy. I want to see him fight that guy. That journeyman that apparently, I forget his name. Apparently there was a rumor that he was going to fight Tommy Fury next. And then Jake Paul talked a bunch of shit and the internet blew up, which is funny because like 5-0 guys have been fighting 0-14 guys for a long time in boxing. That happens. It will continue to happen. So like people freaking out about it is funny. But that's just how boxing works. They do that. They pad guys' records up. However, like I think I remember looking at this guy's record. This guy's fought like only people that are a lot tougher than he is.
Yeah, it's Andy Bishop is the guy's name.
Yeah. I want to see Andy Bishop and Jake Paul.
I would like say yeah, that was a good fight. This was this past weekend as well.
Man, what was shit?
Today has been one of those rough days where I really can't remember much, but I knew there was a boxing match going on this weekend. And it was but I love the fact that like boxing is starting to make a comeback, and it's also the fact that we've become more hostile as a society. So like boxing, MMA, I'm hoping kickboxing finally makes a comeback in the United States to where like they were K1 events again.
It's funny, there are people that think that Jake Paul's ruining the sport. I don't think that's happening. I actually think he's helping the sport.
I mean,
because I just think there's going to be eyes on boxing that were not on that before. There's those people that were a fan of him from his other shit he does, and they're like, "Oh, let's watch this dude fight somebody," and then they're like, "Hey, this boxing sport's okay." I don't know, because is he taking money out of any? Well, that Andy Bishop guy said he was, but then they said that they never were even looking at him to fight Tommy Fury. But
yeah, I would rather see Tommy Fury.
I don't think he's
breaks off of Jake Paul than this 0-14
that's not going to happen in a minute, because people like Tommy Fury would kill him. But I would respect
and I'm hoping for it.
I respect Jake Paul a lot if he took that fight, even if he got crushed. I respect him even more, man, because I'm like, good, you're trying to fight real people. Okay. But I don't think he's trying to. He's just trying to make money, and it's working. But I forgot my point before.
You usually do that anyway, sir.
Well, I blame you, because you said something about Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, which I was not talking about. Oh, I was saying Jake Paul. Some people are hopefully get into boxing. I don't think, this is my point, I don't think he's taking money from anybody. So, I mean, what evidence do you have that he is? I don't think he is. Like, Triller wasn't doing fights until they had him and Tyson, and then him and Askren. And this was going to be on Showtime.
Yeah. I hope that if Jake Paul loses, he'll go off into the sunset and do something else. And because it's like, to me, you're a baseball purist, so you'll kind of understand this. I'm a boxing purist. You train your whole life, you get yourself into a position to train from nothing, and now you're making some money. Jake Paul is basically like an Avon Lake rich kid that got big on YouTube, and like what was the one Vine? I know he was doing stuff on like Vine or something.
Logan was Vine, and then he kind of followed Logan, and then it was he was an actor. He was on Disney Channel. He was an actor.
Yeah. But again, it's one of the child actor becomes fighter. It's like Mickey Rourke, except for Mickey Rourke couldn't fight. Like I don't like it. I don't.
Here's the thing, man. Listen, we're gonna tell him, hey, don't do this, don't make money, because you can.
I'm not saying you can't make money. I don't have to like it, though.
It's not like he's embarrassed himself. No, but I'm just saying, it's not like he's embarrassed himself, because he hasn't at all. No. He's beating people, and eventually, it might be this one against Woodley. But like I said, dude, what if, number one, he's taking these fights seriously. He's really training, and he's really getting ready to beat Tyron Woodley, because he doesn't want people to say, oh, man, you can't fight anybody tough. Yeah, okay. But, man, listen, either way, even if he loses to Tyron Woodley, I don't think the hype train will stop, but he need to start fighting boxers, bro. Fight some boxers.
Yeah, you can only go so far on a gimmick like that, dude. Like it's
You know what though? Might as well keep trying it until it fades out. I mean, that's what he's doing, I guess. I mean, if people keep paying for it, keep doing it, I guess, man. Why not? I mean, geesh. Can you really?
yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's
as a fan of boxing, you want to be like, dude, don't fucking do this anymore. But as a person that realizes, people have to make money, and we're in a capitalist society, so we're like, okay, just make your money, bro. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. So if people want to buy it, keep selling it.
yeah, I can see that. But again, like even barbed wire matches in wrestling kind of went out of favor for a long time because people just kept doing them over and over and over again. And you're like, okay, this is how much more flesh can be ripped off here? Like, you can't do what I do and beat a dead horse all the time. You kind of got to slow down a little bit and move. You know what I'm saying?
This is coming from you.
That's why I'm saying that. Because I'm the expert here.
This is coming from someone with a Mustang corpse under his table right now that he's just stomping upon during this show.
Shut up! All right, waddle doodle.
You ever hear that Nate Bargatze bit about the dead horse?
No, I would.
That's good. I don't want to explain it. I would ruin it. I think it's on Tennessee Kid, but I could be wrong. Which is on Netflix. Nate Bargatze is very good. I've been just getting into him lately. He's very good. Like I'm just super, super impressed with anyone who's super clean and super hilarious.
Yeah, because I can't be.
I mean, it's just. I also think it's weird when I hear people say, "Man, I like dirty comics. I don't like clean comics." I'm like, "You're an idiot. You should like funny comics. You should like funny comics. You're telling me Regan's not funny because he doesn't swear. You're telling me Bargatze's not funny because it doesn't say fuck. Really? That's dumb. That's a dumb thing you said. But okay, whatever. You can like whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of. I love good clean comedy. If it's like
I like good dirty comedy. I've seen a lot of comics that are just, especially we see a lot of them, just like new guys who just shock jock try to or shock value you the whole time that are not funny at all. Look, hey man, I said something fucked up. Laugh at it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to be funny. Like I also know guys who say stuff that's shock value, but it's also a funny joke. You do both.
It is a fine line, man, between like funny and not funny when it comes to like dirty stuff. And I've heard some doozies in my day where you're like, where the fuck did what just happened? Oh my God. Like you've been to those open mics where like white guys will try and do like straight up black humor and try and use the N-word. And you're just like,
well, I haven't seen anyone do that in a while.
Well, apparently there was a guy, I think it was like 3 months ago. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but he's banned officially from the funny stuff because he was using like
he's banned. Shit.
Yeah, really like banned? Straight up banned because
I've never heard of anyone being really banned. Someone was banned. Buddy Jeremy Shearer was banned for a little bit, but he was able to come back. I saw him last week there. Like he was only banned for a short period of time. He was the only one I knew who was that. I mean, because the owner Pete, who I know we talk about all the time on the show, but he's one of those people that I can't really explain him. Can't really give him justice without you just meeting the dude and hearing him. I haven't been to an amateur night in a minute, and I went there, and I just love, man, the sermons he gives all the new comics. It's hilarious. Yeah. And he's been doing it for years, and it's great. And I can't explain. For people who don't know, I don't know how to explain it other than go to Cuyahoga Falls on a Wednesday and go in the bar and listen to him just scream at the new comics. It's amazing. It's amazing.
You can't get on television with 5 minutes of bullshit material.
It's kind of like that, but a lot better. I'm not making fun of your accent. I'm just saying no one can really. No one could. You can't really. Either only Pete is Pete, and I think that guy's just been like a gold mine waiting to have. It has been for years, for either a documentary or a reality show. But it's like a documentary. So many people have said, "Dude, there needs to be a reality show type show about this place." TJ Miller even said it when he was there. But his family, Pete would do it. Pete would be cool with it. He would want that. He would like that. I think Pete would like to be a TV star for a little bit.
For sure.
At least he thinks he would. Tony too.
Oh my
His
God,
brother.
Tony at the smoke shop.
Tony
Do
would
like
love it.
a reality interview show.
It should be a podcast.
Oh fuck yeah!
Cigar shot with Tony. But his family, like his wife and other people, they didn't want anything to do with it. So, but
I think there should be
a lot of people
documentary
have
made.
asked. Yeah, buddy's I think John Brown said he's going to do something. I'm like, well, you do it, man, because it needs to be done. The world needs to know of this man.
Oh yeah,
I think he's just he doesn't try. Just him being himself is just all the entertainment you could ever. He's a legend, and like I just been places like. I've been like, in New York and LA. I've talked about my home club being the Funny Stuff Comedy Club in Cuyahoga Falls, and they both said, "Oh, is that crazy Lebanese dude owns?"
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not the everyone says that. They hear it everywhere. He's a legend. For good reason, and I love the man to death.
I was in Denver when I was living in Denver for that short time. There were people who did Pete impressions because they've done weekends for him. And it was fun to like have that little piece of home where people were like, "Oh fuck yeah, Pete! Jesus, tap dancing Christ! What? Like you were there for how long? 4 years?" And it was like, "Wow, you got a lot of him." And yeah, I did. It's been what 6 years now. I think I started going my first full year after my first full year, which was interesting.
I said all the time, I'm very happy that I started at that club because you get a weird thick skin when like your second week doing comedy, the owner's screaming at you.
Yeah.
And you don't really know like what he means. You don't like, you think he just hates you and doesn't want you to come back. And then I came back. And then eventually you realize, oh, that's just his thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if he doesn't give you shit, he doesn't want you to come back. He doesn't care about you. It's kind of like a parent, right? If a parent just lets you do whatever you want, they don't give a shit about you, probably, right? So it's kind of like that. And I love him for it. He's one of my favorite people on earth. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. You coming tomorrow?
I might stop down. I'm gonna probably stop down for that.
All right. I'm gonna do. I don't know. Maybe I could do like 10 minutes or so when everyone's tired of seeing 800 comics.
Yeah, I actually closed out the amateur night one night just because I was there, and like he didn't have a closer, and he was like, "Maybe you close." And then
I went up last week. John King was there, so but I did do a set. So
it's yeah, man, I love the Funny Stop. The Funny Stop to me has out of all like the Comedy Works in Denver is fun. The LA Comedy Club in the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, that's a really cool club. It's about the size of Pete's room. And the way they had it set up is reminiscent of like Hilarities or the Improv, where it's just like seats and then then like the stage. And I like that idea of just dirty comedy clubs, but like my favorite club is the Funny Stop.
It's just small. It's a nice little comedy club. I love that place.
Sometimes we do, Rob, but we talk about fights a lot.
Well, listen, there was no fights this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't.
No MMA.
We're going to talk about what's
didn't...
coming up. We're just kind of having some fun in between.
Jeez, I say it all the time, man. Like, if we only talk about MMA, I'd go insane, and it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun for me to just only talk about MMA. Mm-hmm. And all the time I say, dude, if you want to talk about something, when I'm saying you, I mean people listening. We're live, brother. Just send something. Tell us what do you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. We always do.
Yeah,
and we don't ignore questions very often, unless they're ridiculous and mean.
Yes, even then we'll consider them.
Maybe,
but yeah, man. The card this weekend is going to be kind of fun, just because. We can talk about this. Casey Jones wants to know about our first ever stand-up experiences.
Now this is going to be a fun conversation. Good question, Casey. Thanks for asking.
I don't think I've ever heard your first time on stage story, so this will be fun.
It's actually not that bad. So that guy I was talking about, who's in Thailand, Dylan Teeter, he was living in down here where I live, and he said, "Hey, I'm doing this contest at a comedy club. They want me to bring people. Will you come with me? I'm like, sure, man, I'll come. So me and a couple other people went up. And it's the first time I was ever at the Funny Stop Comedy Club. And the late, great, rest in peace, Stan Pyatt, who passed away 2019. I mean, how long ago? It was over a year now. But he was hosting the amateur night back then. And that was bumping, man. Like the Tuesday nights back then were bumping. There was a lot of people every Tuesday. And it was great. Stan Pyatt was hosting, and he did a great job hosting that. Wasn't a comic, he's a radio guy, but he did a great job keeping the energy going and did exactly what you want to do for something like that. Anyway, and I saw my buddy go up, and I saw other people go up, and like it's one of those things that when you just see comedy, you think about doing comedy, you're just seeing you see the people you see on TV or you go see, right? You see monsters. Until you go and see people who are new, it's super intimidating, and it's still intimidating. But when you see people and like, oh, I saw somebody bomb, and I'm like, they're alive still. I'm like, that's the worst that happened. You're doing your jokes. I'm like, it's not great. It sounds like it sucks, but I'm like, I think I could try this out. So I saw my buddy do it, and then next week I came back. I called the next week. I'm like, hey, I want to do this. So I went the very next week. And do you remember Billy, the guy who used to judge for Pete? I don't know who this guy was. I think he was like a theater guy. He used to come every Tuesday and
kind of a horseshoe hair kind of guy.
He wore a hat a lot, I think. You're thinking of John. No.
Okay.
Billy, I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he used to be the guy who made all the decisions, and he wouldn't let you through for weird reasons. And it's like later on when I was running Life for Pete, when he was still there, I brought somebody down because Pete wanted me to recruit people to bring them down, the people from Cleveland, and Ryan DePerna, who I think is very funny, came down for the first time, and I think he was hilarious. And John said he couldn't get through because he was wearing a jacket. Anyway, that was that guy. Not John, excuse me. Billy. John still comes around. John's a nice guy. Anyway, my first time, I went up, and I don't think I moved the mic stand. Oh, I didn't. I used the mic stand, and actually, I got laughs. Actually, I did. I got laughs, and after that, my buddy Dylan introduced me to Chris Clem, who we know, and he's told me that I look really nervous on stage. And I'm like, dude, I have Tourette's. What do you want me to do? Right. Honestly, the experience itself was fun because I did it in a comedy club and I actually got laughs my first time. If I would have bombed the way I did my second time, the first time, I may not have gone back up. I don't know for sure. But I went back up after I bombed the second time. So it's not awesome. It's not.
It can be, though. Watching somebody bomb is like some of the most
your friends. If you watch your friends, especially people you know who are funny, like I still this day, I still love talking to Rob Ward about the time he did my show in Buzzman and Canton, and he headlined and he just ate shit, and people did well, but they just hated Rob for whatever reason, and it's not that reason, not the reason you were thinking. Wasn't because of what Rob looked like. He just didn't like Rob for it. He didn't like his jokes. And Rob's really funny, and Rob's doing really well. But it was just so funny that just like somebody I know who's hilarious is doing his normal jokes, and they just don't like it. I'm just in the back laughing hysterically because Rob's bombing. Which I mean, it feels bad. It always sucks, but it's just like someone you know who's funny. You're just like, oh man.
But my first time was actually improv. Actually,
yeah, it happened.
Where he just ate really cock. Oh, it was not good. But I think it was John Witherspoon. So they weren't really caring about him. They just wanted John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon, the late great John Witherspoon.
R.I.P. Sir.
Yeah. Oh man.
D-Rest saw John Witherspoon perform at the NYC Playboy Club, I believe, in 1964. Am I right, D-Rest? Is that the year?
For two nickels that they rubbed together. Yeah.
back when showgirls was still a thing. But they still were wearing those funny outfits.
I would have loved to see John Witherspoon. He's just one of those guys who just wakes up and everything he says is hilarious. One of those people.
I saw him probably working at the Improv like 12 to 16 times, somewhere around there. And was his material good, or was he just being John Witherspoon?
He
was doing a lot of like material he had done before, and like he would do some new stuff. You could tell it was new stuff if you watched him enough.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, though, the audiences went to see He saw him with bag of dicks apparently. That's I don't know that, but no, yeah, John Witherspoon live was fantastic. John Witherspoon could just he talked about like Will Chamberlain fucking a bunch of chicks.
Mhm.
Anything you've seen on like his comedy specials, he did that night with some new stuff sprinkled in. But he was just always professional, always nice, always would tip everybody that was like taking care of him very well. And yeah, that one was awesome, man. I that was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit, I'm getting to watch one of my favorite actors ever do stand up, and he fucking kills no matter what. Same thing with like a Bruce or an Earthquake. Those guys always crush. Because it's their fan
Yeah, I know
base.
not all improvs are like this, but improv for the most part, Cleveland improv is mostly a, how do you say this correctly, Rob? Ray, how would you say it? Urban club
Yes.
for the most part. Most part. I mean, listen, I saw Vic Henley there. Vic Henley,
urban now.
Vic Henley, are they? Okay, I've only been to the one.
Yeah, they got there.
I saw Vic Henley, another guy. Rest in peace, Vic Henley.
R.I.P. Vic.
And he was a monster. And I mean, I know you've met him too because we talked about this before. But Vic Henley was super nice to me because I went up with Mark Riccadonna, brought me up to meet him. He picked me up just to go up there to hang out with him, and he was super cool and hilarious. He's just talking before the show. He was funnier than he was funny on stage too. But he's one of those guys who has stories for days. And when I heard he died last year, it was a real big bummer.
Yeah, that one hurt. That was one of the first comics where I was just like, oh my god, like. Because I remember his Comedy Central special that he did that was awesome. It was a half hour. It was one of the Comedy Central Presents specials, but he fucking crushed. He did the KKK story. I think it was like second
that
night.
Oh yeah, with his buddy. He took the hood up the guy. That's
Scoop.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Scoop. That's hilarious. What is this? Hopscotch Rub? Is that the dude who made the other dude eat shit in Ladies Man?
John Witherspoon was the dad in Friday. Like that's how you always.
No, I know what he's talking about. Yes,
I don't remember that.
Yes,
what?
Yes, you remember Ladies Man? That movie with Tim Meadows. Yeah, John Witherspoon's in there, and there's a scene. Yeah, where they have like weird, creepy bar food at this bar, and Billy D. Williams is the bartender, and they're like, who can eat like the strangest bar food? Because they have a weird mess of bar food, and Tim Meadows and this other guy are going back and forth, and he's like, oh, nobody really eats these, and it's these weird lumps, and the guy's like, oh man, I can eat these, and he eats one, he's like, oh, I got it down, I ate one, he's like, oh man, it's the first one to ever eat one, and John Witherspoon is like, boy, you just ate some shit.
You just I haven't seen the Ladies Man in so long.
Yes,
that's funny.
John Witherspoon was the man. But yeah,
he was.
You know what? Listen. Ladies Man was a funny movie. I don't care what anybody says. Is it going to win an Academy Award? No, but it makes me laugh. So yeah, me and Hopscotch Rob are on the same page there.
Maybe we'll watch it before. I watched Richard Pryor do his album in 1974 before it came out. You son of a bitch! I hate you for that. Wouldn't it be funny if D-Rest was just like a 21-year-old dude in like NYU?
Yeah, he's controlling us the whole time.
I like it though. It's fun though.
Yeah, it's fun. Never tell us.
Yeah, man, watching John do stand up was great. And then here's the cool part. I used to do the press for the improv, right? Like I used to take guys to do like press and everything.
Oh, you used to take okay.
Yeah. Do them like Channel 8, Channel 3, right. 19 sometimes, and all that. Shout out to former 19 guy Chris Van Vliet. I love that dude. Got to know him through the pro wrestling life. Great interviewer. So if you go to Chris Van Vliet's YouTube, go check that out. Also, if you found us on the MMAholes.com, throw that wonderful. And if you're an OG of the Bro Plata, since we've started being on this lovely network, leave us just a hashtag GFA for God fucking awful, because we know we are, and that's how we like it. Hopscotch Rob found us through the wonders of that. D-Rest, obviously. But I want to tell. Oh God, I don't even know what that is. Is that a gun? What is that? Oh no, skunk farts. Is that what that is?
Some
Is
sort
that
of
skunk
fart. I
farting?
can't see what the animal is. Is it an ant?
I don't know, but it's definitely
Elephant
farting.
farts?
But yeah, my first
Bull
stand up
fart. Was that bullshit? I mean, bullshit? I don't know. Moving on.
bull poop.
Okay.
That actually could be the greatest way to describe our show. It's just bullshit. Bullshit in an hour and a half.
We are well aware. Listen, we will never ever try. We will promise you, we will never try to be something we're not.
Yes, agreed.
We know exactly what we are. We're going to continue to be.
Oh man, and maybe it's a goat. I don't know. No, I'm not. I don't know. D-Rest was questioning what it was.
Anyway, Ray, the man asked you a question, so let's answer his question.
What was the what's the question?
No, your first set.
Yeah, so I was really miserable in my like place in life. Relationship wasn't going great. I sucked at what I do now, which is pest control, which I'm really good functionally, but professionally I'm garbage. And I know this for sure. But so one day I email a good buddy of ours, Bill Squire, to be on his Hilario at Barrio show, which used to go on in the mid 2010s until about 2000. I want to say it was 18 when I moved, was like the last show.
That was fun. That was a fun show. I missed that show.
Yeah, that was a great show. Like you don't ever think of high end taco places as being comedy. Like
they had that little side room. It was kind of perfect.
Yeah, and
that really all it takes, man. Any bar that has like a side room or any place, you can do that. So like the people can do their stuff. They don't. And if you want to see the show, you go to the side room. That's perfect. Mm-hmm. But a lot of places don't have that, so it is what it is. But anyway, carry on, sir.
So I emailed.
Also, I had an El Jefe after you left. It was fantastic.
Oh, dude, game. We'll talk about that in a minute because I want to talk about that taco because it was actually really fucking good.
Fucking great taco.
Oh, but yeah, so I emailed them that Monday thinking I'm going to get like 3 months down the line, kind of thing where it's going to be a date for like June of 2018, right? I'm not expecting, oh yeah, you can do a set tonight if you'd like. And so I went, had about 10 PBRs because I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted to do stand-up. I had tried it when I was 18, but it never really went anywhere. I used to only go to like the improv auditions.
Stop you real fast just because I was reminded something of my first time. I'm going to forget it. I don't think I drank.
I did.
I didn't drink a lot then. I mean, I was 23. I didn't drink a lot then. I mean, I did drink sometimes, but some beers. I never got hammered. Okay. Anyway, carry on. I do now. Carry
on. Our wayward son, there'll be peace when you're done with this story because it's going nowhere. I understand.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Go for
it. But yeah, and I went up. I think I was like second or something on the list. And my only goal through the entire thing, because of how nervous I was I had 5 minutes. I wanted to just get to the light for 5 minutes. Like, that was my whole first goal in stand-up. And I did. I spilled my beer about maybe 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. I was doing some really edgy stuff, something that a newer comic would do. I can't even remember now. And just was bombing, horribly bombing, terribly bombing, Tim. Like you said, how you said you got laughs your first time. Mm-hmm. I did not. I've had to work to get to where I'm at now, where I can be so during a 5-minute set at the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls. Like, you were just naturally funny with your Tourette's and your wonderfulness. And
I didn't do any jokes about Tourette's till about 15 sets in, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't want to for a while. Then I'm like, this is funny.
But
I realized that I was twitchy, so I had to sometimes had to acknowledge it sometimes. So anyway, carry on.
And then what bombing. I did, I was bombing horribly. I made the light I made the light, thank God. Cody Cooper mercifully gave me the light, and I then got off, felt like shit, had a cigarette, smoked with a few of the comics, talked to Ramon Rivas, who actually gave me some good advice, which was nobody's going to want to listen to you for the first 2 years. And he was right. He was very true about that. Like, once you get ingratiated and you show up a lot, it's like Woody Allen said, it's 90% showing up for stand-up comedy, and then the other 10 is trying to be funny. And I love it. Then I went to the 5 o'clock lounge in down the street in Lakewood. No, the light is at, well, sometimes depending you can actually say go into the light, and it makes very much like goodness for you.
Like, please take me someone's cell phone.
You wanted to open up like the monolith in 2001 A Space Odyssey and just suck you in and never, like Jumanji, just like suck you into a Jumanji board and never come out if you bomb that hard.
No, sir. The light in comedy is someone will show you a light. Nowadays, it's usually a cell phone. When your time's almost up, just so you know, like, hey, all right, your time's almost up. Wrap it up. Some clubs, real clubs, will have like a professional light in the back. The funny stuff does, but no one uses it anymore. No, people still just use cell phones. It's easy. You have a phone on you. Wave the cell phone. You give them like a half a nod and say, "Yeah, I see your cell phone," and wrap it up.
Yeah, and no, I did not say. I don't know who said Jew, but somebody. You're trying to be funny here, sure.
On purpose? Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. And then I didn't know this, but D-Rest is just always part of history here, pal. Because he gave Dice his nursery rhymes. I did not realize that he gave Dice the idea. I always thought that was Otto and George, to be honest, because Otto's even said that he stole from him. Because I guess Otto and George were doing like dirty nursery rhymes in New York, and Dice took it to L.A.
D-Rest, you may be telling the 100% truth, and this is not your fault. This is on us, but I do not believe you. You can be telling 100% the truth. You can be telling the truth. You're 100% right. Don't, it's not on you that we don't believe. It's just, it's just one of the stories. Like, somebody probably did, and it may have well been you. And you know what? It may have well been you. But I'm going to say, nah. If I had a gun to my head, get this wrong, and you get shot in the head, I'm going to say that's not true. But I'm not calling you a liar either, so I don't know. I'm in like a gray area. I love D-Rest.
He's
I could be wrong. Hey, I would happily be wrong about this. Happily be wrong. So don't get mad at me. So don't hate me for not thinking that's true. Because I've heard a lot of people say that kind of stuff before. Yeah, see, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, because people have unbelievable stories that are true. So it's possible.
What's the and I think we've talked about the bombing stories, because those are just. I mean,
we've done those. I don't want to talk about those. I'm sure it will come back, but yeah. Well, I have one that I don't think I told before. It's just I was pretty new, and I was in a biker bar with our friends, like a hard biker bar with our friends, Sean Boyd, Jeremy Shear, and JJ Johnson was hosting, and they knew JJ because I had JJ there before, but JJ was hosting, and like. I would do a couple minutes. I did a couple minutes up front, and I wasn't doing well. I was new. It wasn't well, and there was a hard biker bar. Like, people were smoking inside, which is not legal in Ohio. And the owner said, "We don't give a shit about the damn pussy ass laws." When he said, then he said we can drink free beer all night. And then I went up. I did maybe 3.5 minutes, and then I was told to do 7. And JJ was giving me the hard light, and eventually I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done. And then JJ goes up and he's like, well, he wasn't funny, but he tried. JJ. And I guess the guy, I still know JJ, so I'm like, that's not very nice. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that to people.
No. Well, I think I told you about my little run-in this past weekend with another comic. I'm willing to talk about that because I don't like the guy now.
All right, hold on. What I was going to say is then the owner said we can drink free beer after I bombed. He wouldn't give me any more beer.
You can hear the tap shutting off on your own set.
Pretty much. Like, have another beer? He's like, no, you're good. I'm like, I had 2. I'm like, all right.
Oh, that's funny.
That was a long
I
time
wouldn't
ago.
even have asked at that point. I would have just gave him my card when here. Just start me a tab.
What was Oh yeah, then the same guy. He also lit the other two comics early too, so he could sell merch at the end. So
Yeah, I could see that. I like
listen,
JJ.
I like him too. It's just that first experience I met him. That's what happened. But
Yeah.
overall, I do like JJ. Ever since then, he's been cool to me. So, and he's made me laugh too. He's a funny guy. So,
Yeah. I like JJ, unlike, and I'm not gonna say his name here just because.
do it.
No, I think I told you at the game, but it's still like the fact that this even happened to like a comic would do this to another comic. I got the number of a booker somewhere in Southern Ohio for like shows, and the dude got all like offended that I even asked like for the number and everything instead of like swiped. Fine. Since Hopscotch Rob's here, Austin Robertson, go fuck yourself. And
you didn't tell me this.
Yeah. So I go to the Saturday late show, or I go to the Saturday shows for the Funny Stop. They had Jake I can't remember it. I can't remember his name.
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name either.
He did very well. Crushed in both shows. I didn't stay for the second one, but I know that he would have crushed in both shows. So I get a 5-minute guest spot, right? And I go up. I do very well. Not great, not good, very well for myself for 5 minutes. I got in, I got out, got some laughs, and got some big time like laughs out of the place. So I'm getting compliments and everything after the show. I didn't do the improv portion because I'm not an improv guy and I don't really like improv that much.
Oh, they're doing that. That's my favorite. I love that. I love that. I just, like another late great Chili Chalice. He did that a couple of times at the Funny Stuff. He had improv shows, and I love that. I thought it was so much fun.
Oh, I can't do improv. My brain isn't wired for that at all.
I just had fun. Like you just go up and goof off and not to write anything.
Yeah,
I loved it. And if you get laughs off the bat, you're like, all right, man, I'm quick. I got something. I love that, dude. I do those all day. I love those things.
But so what happened was he was getting a number from this bar owner in Orwell, I think. Yeah, Orwell. And yeah, it's over in like the eastern part of the state. I used to do pest control over there.
Orville?
No, Orwell. If it was Orville, then yeah, it's near like that's more near like Akron
Maslin.
and everything.
Yeah.
But so I shoot my shot. I ask for the number while she's giving it to this guy. And he says, I can't believe you just did that and swiped a booking off of our show. Motherfuckers got to eat, man.
Listen, I don't know, man. I wasn't there, so I didn't quite get the vibe, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't care about that. I don't know.
He was indignant about it. Like, he was super fucking indignant over it. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I just left. I went, hung out with some afterwards.
Well, I'll say this. I like Austin. Austin worked at the Funny Stop for a while as a server and never went up, I don't think. I didn't even know he wanted to do comedy. He'd do some other shows. Some of my other shows, he wouldn't go up at the Funny Stop while he was working there. He also played on a softball team.
For sure. He's definitely lost a lot of respect.
He's funny. He's made me laugh.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a funny dude. I'm going to give him credit where credit's due.
Yeah. I was supposed to do one of his shows in Columbus. Actually got to get a hold of him because I would like to do some shows in Columbus. And I probably will. But yeah, that was your experience. I wasn't there. I didn't see it happen.
Buddy Mike Dennis is a really funny guy. He went up and did about 10 and was really, really good. But even Austin did well, but I've lost a lot of respect for him, man. Like you don't do that shit, especially while like you can do that after the doors close and they're starting to seat people and there's no real civilians around, but he was like shitty with me while civilians were around. I'm like, you're being a total like dick, dude. So
yeah, I don't know.
Eat a dick, bro.
I don't know. My thing is just try not to be a dick as much as possible.
Yeah.
But there is some. I don't have an example right now. I'm sure it's happened, but there's just times that you kind of like. Also, there's times that I probably have been a dick, but over the years you realize that that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I can't remember too many examples. I have one, and I'll give you in a second. But like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, just times we have to like not in front of people be like, hey, dude, just don't do that or whatever. That's fine, but in front of people, like,
D-Rest, by the
out.
way, watched one of your uploads.
I have a lot of like acid reflux issues, so that made it kind of like tore my voice up. So I actually realized that too.
Probably.
I think that might be part of it. So he might not be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I actually think my voice is going. Like I sing too, and that's been a problem. Like my voice is going.
Yeah, it's probably acid reflux. Mine's from cigarettes.
Yeah, probably.
I know that.
Yeah,
you know,
it might. I don't know. Maybe it would clear up if the acid reflux wasn't a. No, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's just maybe a little bit more bass in it. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. That's probably true.
Doing Lord Thobin for many years, probably.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Anyway, but no, that's a bummer that it happened like that. Oh, what I was going to say, when I was running the Buzzman show, there's a new guy that wanted to do comedy, and people said that to me all the time. But I'm like, well, email me. And it's funny, like how many people like would never email me. They're like, oh, can I come next week? I'm like, well, just email me and I'll put you up. They never would. One guy's like, hey, he came like 3 weeks in a row. He's like, dude, I don't have a computer. I'm like, all right, you've been here 3 weeks in a row. Come next week. And he shows up and he's like, here, man, here's my CD. I'm like, what? He's like, I need you to play this. I need this music for part of my bit. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm like, it's your first time, dude. Just fucking do it. Now looking back, I'm like, maybe I should have just did it for him. But I was kind of like, no, don't. But and then like he even said, sorry, I don't have the music to go with this. But I'm like, it's just
bring a CD player, you fuck. You got to think about these things.
It was weird. I'm like, why are you asking me to do your first time? I'm like, dude, do normal stand up. You want to go for your first time? Just do normal stand up.
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite is my favorite bomb that was like complete at an open mic was this guy just kept doing like weird dances, and we were in a dive bar in Parma. So it was like it was for Brad Weiner. He had an open mic in the Parma area.
Uh-huh.
And this dude like brought all of his friends, and they were like, it looked like it was just like a bonfire that they decided to turn into a comedy show. Like all their friends were like being like with them, not really talking to anybody. That guy goes up, he does a dance to open his act. And I'm like 3 years in, and all I can think is, go fuck yourself, bro. Like, and he never showed up again. Never saw that guy ever again. And love those kind of people.
One of my favorite things when I saw a comic do a dance for his entire act was, you know, Eddie Werner. All day I was talking about people who are no longer with us. Like great Eddie Werner.
R.I.P.
They had the underwear show in Kent. Did you ever do one of those?
No.
I wasn't on it. I just was there. And for Eddie for a set, they had that song "Leave Your Hat On." You know that "Leave Your Hat On." Anyway, they played that, and he just did like a strip tease the whole time, for like a 5-minute strip tease, and then he just left. That was great.
Funny.
The funniest things I ever saw him do.
That's funny.
Hey, Rick, talk about something. I need another drink.
All right, yeah. While he's going away, we'll set up for.
Also, now I'm going to be super self-conscious. I have OCD. I'm going to be super self-conscious with that voice thing. Although I have thought that before, but now that someone else has noticed it, it's going to freak me the fuck out. So,
well, Casey's enjoying it because he's saying, sing to us, bro.
Is it good? I was a metal screamer.
No. We're going to set up real quick. I'm going to get this. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you're watching on YouTube, because it helps us get into the algorithms a lot better. We've noticed a big uptick, and it's because of you guys from the MMAholes.com that have helped us out watching all of our stuff. And we appreciate every single one of you guys for helping us raise our profile a little bit on YouTube. Because honestly, we didn't think this was going to happen coming off of this. And then we've had some pretty big shows. Our 100th episode is going to be happening in about 13 episodes. So we're going to have you guys help us out and get the word out a little bit more. We are going to be talking about Rosenstrike versus Sakai coming up once Tim gets back from his lovely getting of the alcohols in his Indian's glass that is a mason jar, because white people. And that's the kind of show we're going to be doing. We appreciate all of you guys for leaving comments and stretching this time out for me to be able to say these things, and for giving us the confidence to be able to talk about the lovely sport that is mixed martial arts. We as everything's going to start opening up too, we're going to be talking more about sports from around the world when it comes to combat sports. We also have fuck yes, that's what I do, sir. Thank you, Casey. I know I'm one of the best filler men in the business. I am the king of filler. Also, fill him. Who knows where it can go? But yes, we appreciate everybody that watches every time we do a show. And if you like us, share this out with your friends. Share the videos out. We're on YouTube, Facebook Live, and we're on Twitch. The videos for Facebook Live are already up there. And we have some cool shows coming up because of the fact that we have some big pay-per-views that are going to be coming up. But right now, buddy, I think we should talk about a beefy boy battle that's about to happen in the UFC.
Do we have to? Because what I wanted to talk about is how D-Rest talked about how my voice changed. They didn't talk about the giant elephant in the room, which is my 100-pound weight gain. Like, I'm assuming he's talking about the video from like 2013, which was like a week, which was like a month after my MMA fight, my one MMA fight. So that's what I looked like when I fought. We will. That's when I fought right after that. But yeah, I gained 100 pounds since then. I was a good-looking fella back then. I don't know what the hell. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. Depression and carbohydrates happened, and alcohol. But it was nice of him to just. Although I already knew about the weight gain, now I'm freaking out about the voice thing, which I'm gonna not stop freaking out about.
No,
hopefully, if I clear my S reflex, it will be a little bit better. But
I
think it's probably part of it, because I actually
don't like high pitched Tim. Nobody likes high pitched Tim.
How high pitched is it?
I don't know, but you sound pretty good. Like you could do voiceovers and commercials with the voice you have now.
Are you saying I'm high pitched now?
No, you're very bassy with you.
No, I was more. I think, I don't know. D-Rest, tell me. I think I was more bassy before, wasn't I?
I don't remember.
I think so. I had more bottom in there.
Plus, it's also because you're fat, the lower testosterone levels. It's those tits you're growing, sir.
Dude, I've always said, look at that video. I'm skinnier, but I still have tits. I never didn't have tits.
I want to see fight with tits in a cage, to be honest.
Thank you, Casey, for saying I have a great voice. Thank you.
And yes, I was about to say Casey Jones did say that, which is always a fun time. But yeah, man, I don't know. My voice started to really change after I got my tonsils.
Puberty. Oh, okay.
No, my voice is still even high going into like 25.
I thought you were going to say you were born with that voice. I feel like you just come out with a microphone doing puns. So you came out of the womb.
What's the deal with airline food?
Mm-hmm.
Those stewardesses need to have higher skirts, I'm telling you. That's how you do it. That's how you get more people on the airplanes. Oh!
I don't think there's any videos online of me singing. There used to be.
Really? There's no videos?
Of me singing? I don't think so.
It's a great porn parody, by the way. Tits on a Plane. Stars
That'd be great. I want to hear the Cobra Starship version of that theme song. Like, remember that? Like, it's funny. I think of last week. I'm like, I remember. I'm like, remember Cobra Starship? Whatever happened to Cobra Starship? And I remember that song from the Snakes on a Plane. I actually like that song. Come on, bring it. I'm ready for it. That one.
I remember they had another song that was played on the radio. I think
Good Girls Gone Bad or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But I like the Snakes on a Plane song.
But thank you, by the way. I appreciate the fact that somebody likes my impressions on this show.
C-, as I say.
C-. I'll take that. That was my average in school.
It's not bad. That's passing. He passed.
Yeah. My dad once said to me, "Look, just get C's. That's all we want you to do. We want you to be able to play hockey in high school. That's it." Or no, if you want to play hockey in high school, huh?
We didn't do Hero of the Week yet.
We have not.
We got to do it.
All right. Who is
not do Hero of the Week?
Who is your hero of the week this week? Let me flash it a couple times. Make it.
First of all, we got to the honorable mentions, right? Those are usually the most fun. The honorable mentions. I just saw one. There was a 17-year-old girl in California. There's a video of. I should say the video. There's a video of her.
Oh, I saw that video
with the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That girl had balls, son. Just to even go near that thing, I'd be shitting my pants and playing dead.
I should have sent it to you. Yeah, basically what it was is a bear came on her porch and her dogs were on the porch and the 17-year-old girl's like, "Fuck you, bear," and literally pushed the bear off the porch.
Yeah. I thought it was the fence.
It was a fence, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, she put her hands on the bear.
Mm-hmm.
It was the world's biggest bear, but it was a bear.
Yeah.
So
that bear looked like he wrestled Habib in Russia.
Yes, actually, yeah. Actually, that bear fought Habib to a draw years ago, and that came out too on the internet.
That's why he's depression is the reason he was trying to get that dog.
Honestly, I think that just shows you how crazy people are for their pets, man.
Yeah.
Would I do that for my dog? You know what? At the time, I loved my dog so much. Maybe I don't know. I have to say right now that I wouldn't, but I'd at least grab them and run or something. I'd do something. And my dog.
Yeah, I would definitely do the grab and run, but I wouldn't
do something
near the fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be tough. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there's not going to be any kitty time today.
Oh, why is there's no kitty time?
Kitty's at the hospital.
What happened?
She's fine. She's getting her routine kitty stuff done.
Oh, okay.
Getting her privates work done, getting some calls out. So she's good. She'll be home tomorrow.
Okay, so she'll be on the next episode. We
probably unless she's all drugged out and maybe she'll be depressed. Probably. We just took her to get butchered. That's all. Whatever.
Well, I mean, pets do mirror their owners, so finally they'll be on the same level. You and her.
Yeah, that's how we do things here. What else? Oh, yeah. Okay, this was yesterday. You didn't miss this, but I'm going to count it as today. Another honorable mention. There was a girl, I would say late teens, early 20s, probably, with a guy. They were sitting in the front row behind right field at the Indians game, and Harold Ramirez in the second game was playing right field for the Indians, and he was warming up with the bullpen catcher before innings, and little kid, not with them, but another little kid came up to the wall, maybe 10 or less, and she asked for a ball, and Harold Ramirez threw the ball towards her. But in between the wall and the railing where the seats are in right field, the progressive field, there's like a 3-foot concrete slab there between the wall. So the girl tried to catch it, she missed it, and it rolled up on the concrete slab there. And Harold Ramirez later, he just pointed hey, I don't think he speaks Spanish. He just pointed to that, and that girl, the either 19 to 20-year-old girl, reached over the railing. She pretty far. She wasn't all the way on the wall, but she got up on it and kind of reached over and grabbed the ball, gave it to the kid.
That's cool.
Yeah. But this is why she gets a nomination for Hero of the Week, because right after that, this usher came stomping on hard with 2 cops. She went to get the cops. She was stomping in hard and says, "You have to go." And the police are sitting there very apathetic about the whole thing. They're like, "Yeah, they have to. You have to." They were super not into it. And everyone in right field, everyone saw it booing hard.
Yeah.
The only person who was happy about this was that lady usher. She was just like, yes, I get to throw somebody out. And they had to walk her out, and their boyfriend went with her. She's just like, really? And just walked, and she got booed hard. And people after the game were yelling at this usher, really? You really did that? It was a bad move. I understand that's technically against the rules, but you can't just kind of forget you saw that one. She got the ball for a little kid. And do you really want that ball sitting up there on the concrete? I mean, it is just out of play, but you don't want that ball up there. So yeah, I bet you just go, hey, you can't do that. Just not do that again. All right, just do that. One of those. We didn't really see it, right? One of those, right? But that woman was just hard beeline to the cops and down. She was excited about this. So whatever's going on in that woman's life, I hope it gets cleared up. I hope she feels better, because for whatever reason, it was a hard Karen moment for sure.
Hard. That's like that was the
anyway,
most Karen
that girl
of the
got that
Karen-iest
ball.
moments.
The girl got exactly, yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. I hope someone get on video. I don't know if they did or not, but I don't know. I don't really know if I would have put that woman on blast, but it wasn't a great move.
She gave the ball to a fucking kid.
I know, she gave it to a small child, and she didn't fight. She just like, really? Okay. Her and her boyfriend just left. And it was a bummer, and everyone booed because it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous, and it was not right. But I understand it's technically the rule, but it wasn't like she stood on there and it was people says like she was up there dancing or something. She just wanted to get the ball for the child. Yeah, the ball was not even supposed to be up there when the game's happening anyway. So I honestly think that's the only woman who worked for that ballpark who would have made that call anyway. I feel like because everyone was just she's the only person that wanted that to happen.
I really hope somebody calls and complains. Like because you're doing a nice thing.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you're doing a nice thing for a fucking kid, and like that woman obviously.
Harold Ramirez. I mean, look, he was playing. He was working at the time, but he saw it happen, and I could tell that he was like, he just like give a really, really reaction. He didn't say anything, but I think he realized what was happening.
Yes, Casey.
And they definitely did not. I mean,
think of the children.
I mean, he felt bad when that ball bounced around up there because he read the reaction when the girl didn't catch it. It got stuck up there. That's why he pointed to the ball, and that girl went and got it for her. And then, like I said, at most you just go, "Hey, you're not really supposed to do this, so just don't do that again." All right, like that's what I would do in that situation, probably. Right?
Would you do it because it went to a child, or was it because of a hot chick?
I wasn't saying she's a hot chick.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying she's not either. She was. I don't know. I guess I really don't have a call to make on that one, but it was because of a child. Yeah, because it was. Okay. She gave it to a child. She did it for a child, and she wasn't even with that kid. That wasn't her kid.
No.
So anyway, that girl, another nomination of Hero of the Week, but the actual winner of Hero of the Week. Listen, because every once in a while you want someone to restore your faith that wacky, crazy things can happen, and people restore your faith that when you see a little leaguer do a crazy, insanely same play, that adults can't do that too. But sometimes they can. Sometimes adults can make worse plays, and sometimes you need someone to remind you. So Will Craig of your Pittsburgh Pirates is my Hero of the Week.
Ooh,
because we talked about this, and we didn't have the video, but if you haven't seen it, just look up Will Craig. I mean, if you look up Will Craig, it's last week, I guess the Pittsburgh Pirates. But it's funny because that same day, you for whatever reason just decided to send me a video of Jose Canseco's blunder in the outfield where he got hit in the head with a ball and went over the fence, which is hilarious. And that's probably one of the funnier. But that's not that's just a bad outfielder making a bad outfielder play. This was just what were you doing, kid? What were you doing? So to sum it up quickly, there were two outs. They're very important. 2 outs. I believe there was a runner on second for the Cubs. Javi Baez hits the ball to third base. Third baseman fields it. Throw it to first. Throws it to first. A little offline. Will Craig's playing first base. Has to step off towards home plate to catch the ball, and he's going to tag Baez out. But Baez stops and starts running. Some people say, "Oh, what a high IQ play by Baez." I'm like, not really. There's 2 outs. Why was he even do? It's not worth it. It was dumb. Like, listen, 9,999 times out of 10,000, the guy just steps on probably more than that. Step every time, basically every time, except one time. So I don't know how he baited him, but for whatever reason, Will Craig decided to chase him down the line. Granted, if he would have turned around, took 2 steps, stepped on first base, he would have been out. For whatever reason, he decided he wanted to run him down that line. He starts running back towards home plate. Then the runner who's in second, rounds third, comes home, and Will Craig is like, "Oh man, somebody's about to score again." 2 outs. Throws the ball to the catcher. That gets away from him. Then Javi Baez is like, "Oh man, a run just scored," which it wouldn't have counted if they never got him out of first, tag or force play. Otherwise, it would not have counted. So now all you have to do, still after that huge blunder, all you have to do, catcher, is throw him out of first. But, and this is where the whole team is at fault, no one was on first base.
Nope.
I can't think of another play that was more ridiculous. I mean, listen, like maybe J.R. Smith in the NBA Finals when he forgot what the score was, just because that was but this was oh my gosh, it was bad. But it restored his faith that even adults can be little leaguers sometimes, and it's very entertaining. So and also sometimes these are ironic. So Will Craig gets Hero of the Week. Not Javi Baez, because what Javi Baez did is really just dumb and pointless. It just happens to be that Will Craig made a dumb or ridiculous decision. I hope he has. I think he's a rookie. I hope he has a great career. I really do. But no one will not forget that. People like he will be a Hall of Famer, and people like who was a great ball player? Bill Buckner. What do most people think about Bill Buckner? That one area
between the legs,
and it was an error. It wasn't. It wasn't this. Also, it wasn't a World Series either in Pittsburgh.
No,
but that's what I thought, and I just that's what it feels like, right? I'm just like, this is such a Cleveland Browns play. I've seen them like it's like the Pirates are what the Browns were for a long. They don't just lose; they find new ways to lose that you didn't think were possible.
Yeah,
ways for you to pull your hair. Like I did not think that would ever happen. I didn't think the Browns would have a game won, but they gave a guy a 15-yard penalty because he took his helmet off too soon and put the other team in field goal range to win the game. I didn't think that was ever a thing that could happen, but it happened to the Browns, and the Pirates are the same thing. And until last year, I thought that the Browns were always going to be like that, just because it was the way of the world. But they won a playoff game last year, so I guess the only thing I can say to you is maybe someday. But I can see how it seems like there's no hope.
Not in my lifetime. Not in my.
I thought the same thing about the Browns.
Yeah, I don't think the Pirates will ever even sniff. They went to the they sniffed the playoffs once. That's, believe it or not, that's as much as I want out of them. Because I know we'll never make the fucking World Series. And if we do, it's the day I die. Like, they will win the pennant for the NL the day I die and then go to the World Series and lose. I guarantee it. But let's talk some fighting, because we got a card coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Casey, it's baseball season, and we're not going to not talk about baseball. When something like that happens, there's going to be a lot of baseball heroes of the week, all right? Although maybe that girl deserved it over Will Craig.
Will Craig was a fantastic documentary. No is a great documentary. You ever watched that?
Yeah, about what's his last name?
He was a Pirates player.
Ellis?
I can't remember his name.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that no he threw on acid, which is hilarious.
I love how like people people put athletes on such a high pedestal, and then you find out they're just pieces of shit like everybody else.
Yeah, David Wells threw a perfect game after he was out all night partying with the SNL cast, and like he slept for maybe a half an hour and then got up and he was super hungover and he pitched a perfect game.
Yeah, it's fun.
My man.
Nah. But yeah, let's talk about this, because this will be a good fight. We have the man that broke the face of Alistair Overeem, Zorino Rosenstrike versus Augusto Sakai. We do not have any betting odds on this. I don't know why, but whatever at this point. UFC's website needs to be fucking fixed. God damn it. But I'm actually, I'm going to pick Rosenstrike on this fight, just because his power can take down Sakai pretty hard, man. So I got Rosenstrike in this. Who you got?
I don't know, man. You didn't tell me you were going to talk about these fights today.
No, we can always talk about K-Time not being here or something. You
didn't tell me. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sakai won a bunch of fights until he lost that. That's right. He had that fight against Overeem last year. The Overeem finished him really late in the 5th round. I think Sakai. I really don't think Rosenstrike has really that well-rounded a game. He doesn't really. He can knock people out, but I think Sakai does compared to Rosenstrike. So I'm going to pick Sakai in this fight.
Okay.
Especially if it gets to the late rounds. So like the 4th, 5th round, I think that's going to be Sakai's time for sure.
See, I like this fight more than I like the main event, because it's Walt Harris taking on Marcin Tybura. And obviously, being the Polak that I am, I have to kind of go against my home country, because solidarity with the Polish people. But I do think this is going to be a good 3-round war between two big boys. And I can see Walt Harris getting some good knockouts, or good knockdowns out of Marcin Tybura. But I do see Tybura kind of being the fly in the ointment in this fight and going off all three and getting the decision.
Yeah, I don't think Walt Harris. I mean, Walt Harris is a decent wrestler. This is why this is a good matchup. However, man, Tabur's a nasty wrestler, and when he uses that, especially when he uses it against Hardy. But I mean, Walt Harris is not that Hardy. He actually has a solid ground game. I think he was a wrestler first, wasn't he? Like, however, if he gets on top of Walt Harris, if it gets Walt Harris down, then it's going to be a problem for Walt Harris, I think. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Tabur is going to get a decision against Walt. And I mean, I would love to see Walt get a win. He hasn't won in a minute, right? Ever since, he had a huge tragedy. His daughter was murdered. And ever since then, he lost 2 in a row since then. So I love to see the guy get a win. So I'm pulling for the dude. But if I had to pick somebody, I'm going to pick Tabur.
I like it. We have a loading error going up against.
You're a loading error.
Roman Dolidze. I honestly, I think the loading error is going to win this fight just based on the fact, look at how he broke that picture right there in the top right corner. It's a quite a nice break there. Possibly some good solid ground game.
Pretty tough fighter. He just come with that really tough fight against Trevin Giles and this guy Strapoli. Is Strapoli is he the dude with his really flashy? I can't remember. I think
might be. I don't know.
I'm thinking Strapoli. I don't know, man. Like I said, I didn't know you wanted to talk about this today. I would have done more research.
Hey, for the first time, both of us are unprofessional. I like it.
I like this though. I like Santiago. Man, how do you say his name? Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio?
Yep. Santiago
Ponzinibbio.
Miguel Baez is a beast, man. He beat Matt Brown last year. Then he had that triangle, that great win against Sato. He had that choke win. Where'd I go, bro? There I am. But Santiago passed some amnesia. He had a long layoff before his last fight, so maybe he had some ring rust, and he did get knocked out by Jing Lang Li. But hopefully he's wipe that off a bit. And this is a really tough fight for Baez. Baeza. But I think Baez is like a big top prospect. I mean, as much as I like Santiago, he's been a good fighter for a really long time. I think this is going to be a real big coming out part. He kind of already has had some, but Baeza, I think Baeza is going to have another really big win because Baeza is a really tough young prospect. He's a real tough guy. I like him a lot. I would like to see Santiago come back and look like his true form in the past before his injuries. But man, this is a tough kid that's really hungry, and he's got great pop, and he's won his last fight by submission too. So I like Baez a lot. I think he's going to win this fight.
I like it. I'm going to take Ponzinibbio just because I like Ponzinibbio a lot. Miguel Baeza, really good. He's a really flashy fighter, but I'm going to take Santiago in that one. We've also got Dusko Tordovic taking on somebody that is to be determined in Gregory Rodriguez. We don't know what he looks like. He's a man of mystery. I always want them to just bring people out in masks whenever they can't really, and then reveal them right before, like Bellator did that one time. Bellator had like a wrestling angle-ish type of thing once. That was kind of wacky. But
man, it'll be great. Mystery, even the one fighter, let's just pick someone like Cowboy, right? You don't know who's gonna fight. He doesn't even know who's gonna fight, right? The only person who knows is the guy he's fighting in his team, and they gotta keep it hush hush. They bring him out. They don't even know till his intro comes out. They'll never do that, but it'd be hilarious, like a small promotion maybe. But that'd be great. Like surprise, it's I don't know, Clay Guida, or surprise, it's Bob Sapp.
Oh God. That would be hilarious. You just see him in a Green Man suit from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Long lost brother? I don't know, whatever, something like that. That's a wrestling angle right there. Right, again, listen, sometimes when there's cards, there's just people who I'm not really familiar with, and I look them up beforehand, and I watch fights, so then I am familiar with them before we talk about this. But like I said, I thought we were getting, we can't do another show this week because you have a show, then I have stuff. So, we can do Saturday maybe. Well, we're not going to do it apparently because you decided you want to talk about these now. So I don't know some of these. I will talk. We'll talk about Ariana Lipsky
going on this past weekend. So
no, but I thought we were just gonna have a fuck around show, and then what are we doing in the next show? If we have another show this week, what are we gonna do? Because we're already doing this.
Fuck around
without preparing.
We should have prepared, but we never prepared.
You should have talked to me at least and told me at least, because I didn't fucking
This is
know.
true.
You didn't
I
tell me
had a
this.
bad day, sir.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
how hard is
horrible
it?
day.
How hard is it to just tell me? Just say, hey, buddy, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do
Have
this.
you ever been so depressed you shut yourself off from the world?
Every fucking day. I mean, it's not
Okay.
a contest, but yes, and you know I do.
But yeah, I don't know.
Tom Breeze is fighting. I hope it's good. I don't really have a whole lot to say with it. That girl who apparently was dating Colby Covington, and she got really pissed about the shit that Colby Covington said about her, and apparently they're not dating anymore. She's fighting Montana De La Rosa.
Yeah, she's fighting on this card as well. I love the fact she's behind her guns, to be honest with you, and not just her tits. It's a good time. Hey, who made a Guns boob reference?
Oh, what now? What happened?
I made a bad joke.
I missed it. I'm sorry. I was looking at
Good.
There's other things in the UFC we can talk about because a couple things happened. Number one, they're looking for.
Wait, Hopscotch Rob has a good question here. Are you guys or it's do you guys ever try? Not are you guys ever try? That's almost all your base belong to us.
Are you also drinking Hopscotch, Rob?
And we drink and fuck around on days where there really was no fights the weekend prior. That's usually what we do during these episodes.
We do that the other days too.
This is true. We do it every day.
So yes, the answer is yes. We do
all day, every day.
What would you like us to do? Would you like us to be super so? Oh, Tanner Balser's fighting. Oh yeah, Latifi. This would be fun. Latifi. You're the Latifi. Oh, Jordan Levitt's fighting too? Oh, I didn't know this. Okay, let's talk about this. Jordan Levitt's fighting Claudio Polizzi. I don't know this guy's name, but Jordan Levitt, his last fight. I was looking forward for this guy fight again because his last fight he had that slam knockout.
Ah, yeah,
this was one of the best knockouts of 2020.
Guy, and he did the splits too.
And the splits.
So this is going to be a fun
different one. He's just a nice guy who happens to fuck people up, and he's a jiu-jitsu guy for the most part. Although he did have that big slam, but and this guy's coming.
That slam,
it was
that slam, dude, was completely. I still have nightmares about watching that slam because that came out of nowhere. How he posted on the neck that perfectly, and just said "fuck your brain cells." Boom.
Yeah, so good. Who's the guy he fought? The older guy, Wyman.
Yeah.
No. It's not. It's close to Wyman.
Whitman.
Maybe. He retired him after that. He's retired now, but he's fighting this Peruvian guy. Right, Peruvian. That's what people from Peruvian. This guy, Claudio Puelis. I'm gonna guess Puelis. And he's coming off 2 wins, Felipe Silva and Marcos Mariano. And I think again, I probably saw both these fights. I just do not remember them. He's some TKOs and he has some submissions. So he's taking a guy who's a great submission guy. So maybe this would be a great ground. Oh man, I hope so. I hope it's a scramble fest. I always love that. I always love a good scramble fest. That's fun. So I'm really excited. It's the first fight of the night. We might get a great scramble fest on the first fight of the night. What do you think, Ray? What do you think, Ray?
No, I honestly, I'm excited to watch this. I don't think obviously there's going to be the showcase of power in a slam like there was in his last fight, but I'm very excited to see what Jordan Levitt can do. And this Claudio Puelis or something like that. This is going to be an interesting fight for both guys, and the fact that it's the first fight on the card really makes me happy because you're starting off with a guy who he had really good strikes too in the first fight leading up to that slam. Like there was some moments where he was showing a lot of dexterity in his striking, and I'm going to root for Jordan Levitt in this fight because I want to see some more spectacular shit out of this kid. I really do. He surprised me. I became a fan after that slam. And his IQ is wonderful.
Yeah, I love how he verbally said, "Best of luck to you, sir," as he
Yeah.
touched his gloves, and then 3 seconds later, he slams the guy unconscious.
So nice. Those are the guys that scare me the most whenever I go into
right?
gyms. Oh, like Eric Posen. Eric
Silent
Posen
assassins. Yeah.
frightens me. That fucking kid frightens me so much because of how nice he is.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful cat,
Right.
too.
No, so yeah, Eric's fantastic. He's fighting soon, isn't he?
Yeah. So I'm excited for.
We got to have Isaiah back on the show. I love
Yes,
Isaiah.
and congratulations, by the way. Shout out. This happened recently. I sent it to him. One of our previous interviews, Isaiah Watkins got engaged. So
yeah, we already knew you were having a kid, so that's cool. They're going to do that too. And Ray, you didn't say anything about him getting saved. That was on the internet too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, good for him and his choice. I mean, that's nice for him.
His thing. That's his thing. It's a good thing for him. Yeah. Don't give crap, Ray. All right, there you go.
I'm not. I would never say, God doesn't exist.
I like Hofstad's Rob. I like this.
What's he typing? I don't see anything on my end. Or is he? No, I just see Casey Jones asking if it was the mailman. Nothing's really coming up on my end. I don't know why. Fucking StreamYard.
It says
Melon's better. But what did he say?
It says Scramble Fest sounds like a special at Denny's.
It does. That's their lobster fest at Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Come in for Scramble Fest.
Scramble Fest, everybody.
It's a veritable chick holocaust up at Scrambled Fest. Not only do you get enough scrambled eggs to feed the entire country of Zimbabwe, but you will get gravy all over them every day until you die. That's Scrambled Fest at Denny's. Cost $100.
Fantastic. The Lobster Fest of Denny's. Welcome to Scramble Fest. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like never-ending soup and salad at Olive Garden.
I'm in for it. Let me know when Scramble Fest happens.
Hey, I'm fine with Scrambled Fest. What do you like? Are you a ketchup guy on scrambled eggs?
No, not at all. Well, no, not really. No.
I've never really done it. It looks gross to me, but I'll put like salt and pepper on it and stuff. But I can't do I see ketchup on it. I'm like, ew, what are you doing? Like, it's already tasty without, except for maybe gravy. I would put gravy on scrambled eggs, to be honest. But besides that, I don't know. Because I usually, if I go to like Bob Evans, I'll always get their, what do you call it? The sunshine skillet, which is basically like a bunch of shit just thrown into a skillet on a bed of scrambled eggs. Oh, Tim, the inner fat kid. The inner fat kid. He gets satiated every time. It's beautiful.
What now?
You've never had the sunshine skillet at Bob Evans?
Oh, yeah, that's good. I don't know if they have it at Bob Evans. I actually think they took it off the menu. At least the one here. Man, I'm an Eggs Benedict guy, man. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, Eggs Benedict's okay. It has to be. I usually get it from this one place that my mom works every once in a while. It's a bed and breakfast. They make a really good Eggs Benedict, but besides that, it's I'm more just like basic bitch and fucking scrambled eggs. I'll get like a steak and scrambled eggs every once in a while. That's always fun. Yeah, I don't know. I could never do sunny side up ever again. I got tired of doing that when I was like fully on a diet, like trying to lose weight, because I was just eating egg yolks and like all that crap. Ugh. I'm too much of oh god, Kelvin Gastelum. I love carbs way too much. Like I can't. Kelvin Gastelum makes me feel good about my big body because he's a big boy. He's a beefy boy in the UFC. So even though I outweigh him by like 20 pounds, I think maybe 30 now. We're fat, Tim.
What? You're fat. No, man, I'm perfect.
All right, Mr. Body Positivity. I get it.
Oh,
What are
are
you
we out of
looking at?
steam, Ray? Are we out of steam? I think we're out of steam.
I think we're out of steam for the night. I gotta be
I mean,
up in
I
the
have more
morning.
drink, but I think we're out of steam.
Yeah, I gotta be up at 5:30 in the morning. So after especially taking today off from, I had a nice little fever this morning, so that was fun. So I called off work, but and in the meantime, we appreciate everybody being here. We appreciate the new faces that have come in off of our MMAholes.com page on the MMAholes.com network. And you can always follow us on Twitter at Bro Plata. You can always follow us on our social medias. If I can figure out everything, it is at Dig Denko and at Ray Highclack are our respective social media handles. But primarily, come to us on Twitter. We interact with everybody. Our Instagram, that's barely non-existent, but if you send us a message, we'll always be glad to talk to you guys. Thank you to everybody that was watching, and we hope you guys enjoy Rosenstrike versus Sakai. That's going to be a fun one. And as always, fam, brothers, sisters, we are the Bro Plata, and we are the sexiest men in MMA podcast history.
Hey, Ray, you ready for a bombshell? I am Hopscotch Rob!